I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. For today's episode of Seek the Lord Sunday, I'm going to share a story of when I was a kid, a story that we were taught in school that really made me question religion. And there's two things when I was a kid that I learned that made me question religion. One of them I'll hopefully be able to air and bring to you next week, and that has to do with the original Romeo and Juliet movie. Today I'd like to talk about Isaac Newton. Now, how does Isaac Newton tie with religion and my questionable views on religion? When Isaac Newton proved the theory of gravity that he had, two different objects, two different weights, two different sizes, they fell at a different rate. We're taught as kids, and I don't even know what's taught today anymore. And for me, I tried finding these stories and tried to present the story that I was taught as a kid, but the internet again is just totally against me. I was able to pull this picture up on my phone, and when I tried searching on my phone how Isaac Newton was arrested for proving the theory of gravity, proved it in front of the king and the church, he was put in jail. But when I try researching that on my phone, the only thing it'll show me is how current people with the name Isaac Newton, which I'm surprised there's so many of them, who've gone to jail. But that's all my phone will show me. I tried getting on my computer, and once again, I get on my computer and try to research Isaac Newton being arrested, and the internet quits working on me again. I go through this on a daily basis. I don't know if I can... And you can see I'm connected, no internet. So I have really big trouble trying to present information when the internet won't work for me. Real quick, a couple weeks ago, I had a friend come over, and I've talked about living in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and people here don't know how to use the internet. Some of them I've been able to teach, some of them don't want to learn it, and some of them look at what I deal with, the internet, and go, I don't want any part to do with that. So I had a friend come over a few weeks ago with a Dodge Dakota he wanted me to find a part for. I could not find, no matter what I put in for search criteria, the only thing the internet would show me is Dodge Ram and Jeep Wrangler parts. Did not matter if I went to websites, put in, Amazon, eBay, O'Reilly's, AutoZone. They all have where you can put in make, model, year, engine, your vehicle specifics. And still, every single website, every single one, the only thing it would show me is Dodge Ram or Jeep Wrangler parts, which is not a Dodge Dakota. A big part of why I'm sharing this is, one, you see what I'm going through, so you can understand, on top of the severe depression I'm in and everything I'm going through, this internet it's gotten worse and worse, and it just wants to push me over the edge. How many other people out there are suffering, and the internet's doing this to them? My counselor, it was a couple months after I started my YouTube channel that this started, and it would happen once a month, and then after a couple months it was weekly. Now it's to the point where this is happening to me every single day. I cannot find information. It won't show me anything I'm trying to search for, or it just doesn't work at all. How many people out there are suffering, struggling, trying to get help like I am? And this internet, it's like it just wants to push you over. Oh yeah, let's not forget how ChatGTP told children to go commit suicide, and children were committing suicide because our internet's telling them to do so. This stuff, we're really going to let the whole world just be controlled by this digital entity. And we've got enough already happening to us today to say we need to stop. But yet we're just going to go down that rabbit hole and turn it all over. I'm really scared of our future. So if Isaac Newton could sit in front of the king and sit in front of the church and undeniably prove, you could see it physically happen. Look, they both hit the ground at different speeds, different rates, at different times. They still put him in jail. The church was a part of that, is what we were taught as children back in the 80s and 90s. Again, I don't know what they're teaching today. I'm here to bring back what we were taught and bring back history from what we were taught as children. And that really made me question the church, because how could the church sit there and watch something physically happen in front of them and go, I watched it happen, but I'm still going to tell you you're wrong and put you in jail? The church of all places that's supposed to have care, compassion, understanding, and be able to see simple things that are taking place right in front of them and still say you're wrong and put you in jail. That was one of the first steps of me questioning religion. Because how could a church do that? How could a church physically see what was being proven right in front of them and still say, you're going to jail, you're wrong? And then I'm supposed to believe what else the church teaches me. This big problem I have with churches and with religion and the fact that it's all been taught to us by man. And man has always had an agenda. Was the agenda to make the world a better place and to keep people, give people better, or was it to control them? This was one that made me think, well, this is about control. And once you start throwing up red flags, I start struggling to believe the rest of what is being taught to me by that entity. So this was one of the first things that made me question religion as a kid. Even having a father who was pushed me against religion, I didn't take my dad's words to heart because I knew my dad was a bad person. Even though he was my father and I wanted to love him, and I do love him, I mean, he is my dad, there's got to be a level of love there. I don't trust my dad because he has harmed me and lied to me and did so much damage. Is there anything in the world that is actually just true, honest, and pure anymore? Has there ever been? I just see a whole lot of just a country full of delusions, agendas, personal prosperity, control. I want to think it's better than that.